All right, Kiss Army, you wanted it, you got it. A complete tour of my Kiss collection. Hello and welcome to the Kiss Army Things YouTube channel. My name is Andrew. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. So late last year I had a couple folks asking if I could do a tour of my Kiss collection. And so I thought, yeah, why not start off 2024 by taking you guys around a full 360. And of course I can't talk about every single item, but maybe we can just hit the high points and maybe tell a few stories along the way. And I'm going to go ahead and start here. Now, not just because this is the wall that you normally see on our podcast every week, so might as well get it out of the way. But this right here is actually where it all started for me in my history, was these figures right here. So everybody's probably seen them. They were mass produced in the late 90s. But when I saw these are what captured my imagination. And this was the first time I ever saw Kiss, heard the name Kiss. I can think back to when Dad was like Gene, Paul, Peter, Ace, Gene, Paul, Peter, Ace. So that's kind of the rhythm that I learned. And so with that came Kiss Extreme Close Up, and then Psycho Circus, the Farewell Tour, on and on and on, and here we are today. So this right here is where it all started for me, and these figures. Now these are not the exact ones I had back then. Those were played with and destroyed long ago, but these ones are still boxed up, and actually these ones right here, just real quickly, came from, let's see, follow me here, my stepmom's friend's husband, who actually passed away. Apparently he was a huge Kiss fan. I didn't get to meet him, but once he passed, his wife wanted his items to go to somebody, and so she gave the figures to myself and my younger brother. And so I thought that was really kind of cool, and so I wanted to mention that here. So it was really cool to have these in my collection, even though these, again, are things that you can find for really cheap online. You know, I really don't care, because it's more about the value, the personal value, if you will. So I think every Kiss fan can agree that every item has a story, every item has its own tale. Now the figures go, you can see, all the way from left here, all the way over to the right to where we get to the new figures from Best Action that came out about a year or two ago. They're actually pretty cool. I don't really collect figures anymore. I kind of stopped after the McFarlane line, but those ones I thought were pretty cool, so I went ahead and got those. But anyway, the main thing, the big standout thing, is all the gold you see here. So these two gold records my brother and I got for Christmas, actually, for Kissmas, from our dad. Now how cool is that, right? Best Christmas gift ever. So this one is the first decade. It celebrates the first 10 albums that came out in the, let's see, is that 10? Yeah, it's 10. The first 10 that came out in the 70s, and then of course Sonic Boom. And you can see here where Jeb actually lugged this thing around to 2 Indianapolis Kiss Expos. It was about 8 hours each, waiting in line back when this thing was probably bigger than he was, and lugged it around and got it signed by both Tommy and Eric. So that's really, really cool. I'm glad to have it in my collection now, just to have it on display. And he gave me the tip on this Psycho Circus gold CD. You might remember that from the Psycho Circus video I did last year. But love that, because again, that was my first Kiss album. So, and then right next to it, you can even see you have some 80s stuff. So how cool is that? The 80s stuff is kind of hard to find at this point, but I've had this for a few years. It's a some wall art, some hanging art that has the, I think, Animalized Asylum era on it. So I do love that. And right below it is some more 80s stuff, is a Hot in the Shade album flat with a Hot in the Shade postcard. So on the reverse side is the actual album cover, but I thought that image was way cooler of the band. Love the blue. Next to it is the Monster Picture disc that is signed by Tommy, Gene, and Eric. This was given to us at the Gene Simmons Kiss Expo in Indianapolis in 2013. And so if you bought the double platinum ticket package, you were given one of those picture discs signed by Gene. And so I brought it back and got it signed by Tommy and Eric. And it's one of my favorite items in the collection. In fact, if you've watched some of these videos, you may have already seen some of this stuff or heard some of these stories, but I'm going to retell it again because it's too cool not to. And clearly we have a lot of posters. So the posters make up the majority of these walls, it seems. So I'm just going to real quickly talk about some of these. I did get this at the merch table, the merch booth on the Freedom to Rock tour. I love that poster. This one, we have no idea where it came from. I'll just be straight up. So I did see Kiss on this tour, the Hottest Show on Earth tour, but I did not buy a poster. We have no idea where this came from. I didn't buy it. My wife didn't buy it. My brother didn't buy it. It literally just showed up one day, and I thought, well, whatever. I mean, hey, that's cool. One more Kiss poster, right? It's numbered 91 out of 2,000. But yeah, still very strange. We have absolutely no clue where that came from. Now, this Bruce Kulick poster is really cool because we got this at the 2017 Kiss Expo, I think, in Indianapolis when Bruce was a special guest. My wife, unfortunately, could not be there, then girlfriend, and I really wanted her to have something because she's a huge Bruce Kulick fan, huge 80s Kiss fan, and so I got her this Bruce Kulick poster, got it autographed. I love the fact that it has all the albums that Bruce was on, and not just the ones like Asylum, but even Animalize, which he was largely uncredited. And then actually Psycho Circus could be down there too, but anyway, let's keep moving. So the Kiss Expo in 2016, they had a Kiss Rocks Vegas premiere. It was even before the world premiere. It was a premiere for Indianapolis only. And so if you got tickets to the Indianapolis Kiss Expo, you got to go to one of two showings, and this poster to commemorate it. And I went ahead and got it signed by both Tommy and Eric because, I mean, how could you not? For me, Kiss Rocks Vegas is an amazing live Kiss album. Listening to it a couple of weeks ago, it's still fantastic. So that's a really good memento from that day. Of course, a couple concert posters here. And then this poster, you can see it a little bit different. It doesn't quite look like an official poster. Well, one of my buddies, Pasquale, up in Canada, hosts a lot of really cool Kiss events and has over the years. And I get to be the guy that makes the cool promos and the cool designs for it and the cool posters. So this was actually the very first one that I did for him when Lydia Chris made an appearance at his Rockin' New Year's Eve party. And a couple years after that, she was up in Indianapolis for the expo. And so I really wanted to get a print signed, so I had to get a print, had her sign it. And yeah, same, very similar story over here with the Keep It Loud party tour. James DeBello, who played Trip in Detroit Rock City, was a special guest at the movie screening that Pasquale had up in Canada a few years back. And so when he was a guest at the Indie Expo, I went ahead and brought a print to him and had him sign it. He thought it was really cool. So yeah, and of course, well, how could I miss this? It's a Kiss Cruise poster signed by all four members. No, I was not there on the Kiss Cruise 4, but I bought this from the Kiss Museum, kissmuseum.com a couple years afterwards because I'm a huge fan of this current lineup. I don't actually have anything. Well, at the time, I didn't have anything that was signed by all four. That was the closest I had gotten. So this was like that item for me. And so that's, even though I wasn't there, it's still really cool to have in the collection. And so, yeah, oh, there's a Destroyer 45th anniversary hiding in the corner there. But I think that pretty much covers this wall. Again, I can't cover everything, but we're getting into some of the more random stuff now. And up top here, these little plush dolls, these actually came from the Claw Machine maybe a decade ago. And I was able to get, I think, the Catman on my first dollar, Gene within the first 5, and then I had to come back and get the other 2. But I did get all 4 and wasn't going to quit until I did. So I got all 4 of those from the Claw Machine. And then here are the 4 sunglasses with the shapes of the members that came out when I was in high school. These were like the coolest things back when I was in school. And then everybody knows Mount Rushmore. Well, here's Mount Kissmore. And this was one of those things that I just really, really wanted when I started working and, got my first paycheck. You know how when you start working, you start making your own money and you start making a list of, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy that. Well, that was one of the things on my list. And so, boom, there it is. It's still here today, flanked by a bunch of other random stuff. We actually got this. Jeb got this at the merch booth at the Freedom to Rock tour. I got that poster. He got the guitar model signed by Tommy. This is the Kiss knife that we use on the show to open up some of our packages. Now, this shelf is probably one of my favorites because it's all the novelty tech stuff. You can see here, maybe not because of the lighting, but there's a lot of Kiss headphones right here that I used back in high school. I loved those things. The Section 8 bullet style earbuds that came out in like 2010. I don't know. I just, for some reason, was obsessed with those all through high school, all through college. And then I went ahead and bought this brand new one just to have that's actually unused. But again, some of the stuff you may have already seen, but I can't help but talk about it. For instance, the Kiss MP3 player. This is a button style MP3 player that if you wanted to, you could pin this to your shirt. You could go running, go jogging, whatever you wanted. And it actually came preloaded with 5 shows from the Alive 35 tour. Some of the shows over in Europe, I think. And yeah, you can see there's the controls, the pause button, the play button, the stop button, forward, all that good stuff. The power button on the side. It is a legit MP3 player, as well as the Kiss cassette MP3 player. This is one of my favorites. Some of you guys already know, but yeah, it's an MP3 player that was designed to look like a cassette. Now, these both were done by Concert Live, maybe in 2015, somewhere around there. But yeah, again, this is a MP3 player that if you wanted to, you could. It came loaded also with a few shows from the Live 35 tour. But this was one of those things that when I saw it, I was like, wait a minute, a Kiss, first of all, a Kiss MP3 player, but a Kiss MP3 player that's designed to look like a cassette. And it comes with the Live 35 shows. I mean, it was sold before I even finished the description. But we have the Farewell Tour camera, disposable camera. And then probably one of my favorites is the, hang on a minute, everything's going to start falling now. Okay, we have the flip video camera. And I'm not going to get it out of the box because I touch one thing and it's all going to fall like dominoes. But I do have some pre-existing footage to show everybody. So the flip video camera we actually used to film episode 20 of our KISS podcast. But that's just one thing I had to have. Now, I had no idea that even existed. Apparently, it was something that you only got if you did the VIP package on the Hottest Show on Earth tour. And this one in particular was given to a member of the road crew who sold it to a collector who sold it to me. And I absolutely love it because the KISS digital camera, I mean, come on. I mean, that's, again, it's one of those things that just sold immediately. So a couple other things that I have, a leather bracelet, 2 leather bracelets. They're actually flash drives, and they also came with, well, one of them has the best of a Live 35, and then this one actually has the concert I saw on the Hottest Show on Earth tour in Indianapolis, but more on that later. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put this on because I haven't worn this thing in a long time, and it's absolutely sweet. I mean, look at that. It's a flash drive that turns into a bracelet. Super sweet. Wallets. I love KISS wallets. As a matter of fact, I use my wallet right here. It's actually about wore out and about due for another one. Luckily, my wife got me this one for Kissmas this year, so maybe this will be the next one that I use. But yeah, wallets is one of those things that I just love to collect. I can't see myself ever not using a KISS wallet as long as I can help it. So let's see, I'm going to keep it moving here on this shelf, just a bunch of random stuff. Now, I haven't gotten to any 70s items. And if I see anything 70s, I'm going to be sure to point it out to you guys. I know everybody loves the 70s stuff. Most of my stuff is either 90s or 2000s because I'm a 90s, 2000s kid. But you better believe I have some cool 70s stuff to show you. And this one right here, I'll start off, is the KISS Love Gun belt buckle. I believe this is a Pacifica belt buckle. Now, the cool thing about this is that my wife gave this to me, and my mother-in-law found it for only $10. And if you guys know, this does not cost $10. That is a steal. So that was always kind of interesting to me how she was able to get a 1977 KISS belt buckle for only $10. But hey, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to ask questions. I got it, and that's what matters. And I think we can move now to some tour books. This is where I keep my tour books. I know it's not the best place to store tour books, but it's all I have right now. I do like to keep them flat because when you put them vertically, they start to fold and bend, and we don't want that. So this is where I keep my tour books. Most of them at this point are sleeved, which has been something I've been trying to do, is get these in sleeve to get them protected. I do want to show you the 70s one because I know you guys like 70s stuff, so let me get it out real quick. I know some viewers have probably seen my Dynasty Tour book already. I did open it on the show maybe a year or two ago, but I have to show it here again because it's one of my absolute favorites. Of course, the Dynasty imagery is just iconic in and of itself, but to have something like this, look at that, look how cool that is. So this was, yeah, this is the first and only tour book I have from the 1970s, so obviously it's a very special part of my collection, even though it is very much beat up at this point. I got it for a good price, and to have something like this in my collection is just, it's definitely awesome, and so I wanted to show you guys that. Vintage t-shirts right here. I have a KISS Alive 35, only worn once by me when I first got it. Bought it pretty much brand new. The tag was still on it, so I don't know how these things stay in pristine condition, but yeah, so vintage KISS Alive 3 t-shirt. We got a Hot in the Shade, Asylum, and, oh no, I'm sorry, Animalize and Animalize. So 2 Animalize, 2 Hot in the Shade. I've been on a vintage t-shirt kick the last couple of years, and so again, I wanted to get those packaged up, and there's the Santa hat that I use on our Kissmas episodes, along with the Kissmas hat, or the Firehouse hat, really, but we use it to draw our winners for our Kissmas giveaways. Going, let's see, what else we got here? Some messenger bags, some towels, and a bunch of other stuff under there, but what I wanted to get to, because again, it's kind of funny, is this hat right here. You can see that there's a signature right there, but it's not Gene's, it's not Paul's, nor Peter's, nor Ace's. So whose is that? Well, it's actually Bruce Kulick. And this is one of those things where, you know, hindsight is it's just funny. I can only laugh now, but so when I first met Bruce, I didn't have anything from the 80s. I was just starting out collecting. I mean, this was probably all back on one small shelf, this collection. So I got this hat for Christmas one year, and it was the only thing, you know, I think I wore it to the Kiss Expo that Bruce was at, and it was the only thing I had to sign. So I was like, sign my hat, you know. And of course, Bruce wasn't on the first album or Hotter Than Hell, but luckily he signed it for me and was really cool about it. But I always thought that was kind of funny. Now this is one of my favorites. It's the wireless Gene Simmons Axe bass controller for Guitar Hero. I did an unboxing of this on the channel back when I started uploading videos first. So if you guys want to, you guys can go back and check out that video. I have two now. Not sure why, but I do. And this is really cool too. You might remember this. This is the Peavey AG Riffmaster. This is also a Guitar Hero guitar that was released, I think, in '07. And this is an actual guitar, or at least it was. And it was made by Peavey. And they partnered with this company that figured out how to get really good quality art printed onto a guitar without it having to be a sticker that you just, you know, peel off. So even after all these years, the print on there is still really high quality. So Peavey and this company, I forget what the name was, Art Guitar, something like that, but they would take these old guitars and strip the parts out and reconfigure them with third-party Guitar Hero Rock Band parts. And that way you would get the actual real feel of a guitar as opposed to, you know, a plastic guitar. This one you could actually play and feel like a real rock star. So even though I wasn't able to get a receiver for it, I was able to get it working. Nonetheless, it's still a really cool, you know, centerpiece, a focal piece of the collection. And so yeah, also a Kiss Guitar Hero guitar strap. Can't have a regular guitar strap. All right, let's talk music, because after all, Kiss is a band, right? All of this stems from this. So I'm not going to go through all the Kiss CDs because everybody's pretty familiar with the Kiss albums, but this is where I have all my Kiss CDs. And I guess let's see if I can show something here. I mean, anything Japanese is super cool. So there's the Japanese release of Kiss Unplugged with the bonus song Got to Choose. And let's see, is there anything else really cool? Yeah, we got Jacopo Retsuden here, which became Kiss Classics on Sonic Boom, but that is right there is the original Japanese release. So that's pretty sweet. Some more Japanese stuff. I mean, we have Kiss Monster, and oh man, Kiss 40 was super cool. I love how the American version was the black, and then the Japanese version was with the white. I think Samurai Sun actually was included on this as well. And then if we're talking artwork, and continuing on with the Japanese, I thought that was some killer artwork, what they did with the MCZ collaboration back about 2015. Oh my gosh, almost 10 years ago. So super cool stuff there. That's just a couple of Kiss CDs that I have. Now this one's pretty sweet too. This is a promo CD for Haller Hallelujah. That's pretty sweet. And here's where I have all of my vinyl. It goes from here all the way down to here. And yes, this is all just Kiss. I don't have anything else tainting the Kiss. No, I'm just playing. But no, this is all Kiss. So this is where I keep my records. And I'm not going to pull out, again, all the Kiss records because you guys are pretty familiar with the Kiss albums. But yeah, you can see I was listening to the first album most recently. I can't believe it's almost been 50 years since the first album was released. That is absolutely crazy. But this is definitely not a first pressing of the first album. Okay, this was a later pressing. It does have Kiss in Time, which I like. I like Kiss in Time. I know some folks always want to make it the brunt of a lot of jokes, but I think Kiss in Time was pretty cool. Oh, subscribe. And this is the Destroyer blanket. I like to just kind of keep this closet blocked off with the Destroyer blanket. I had that back when I was maybe in like middle school, high school, and just now use it as more of a tapestry. Christmas stockings that my wife and I use every Christmas. Actually, we just got done using them since it's January now. But we're moving on to this section now. I know there's probably a glare with that poster, but it's the New York City skyline on the Empire State Building poster. That was a perfect spot for it. It looks great. Kiss is overlooking the entire Kiss room. So this shelf is actually pretty themed. It's all food and drink, drinkware, food and drink accessories. All that's good stuff. So if we're going to start from the top, I have first the Kiss Big Gulp, 7-Eleven Big Gulp cups here. If I'm going to do a full tour, I might as well show you what's inside. So inside this one is all of my passes that I've gotten over the years at various expos and all that. In fact, here's my parents' passes from the KISS convention back in '95 when it visited Indiana. They got Gene to sign it, and then over the years, my dad got Tommy, Ace, Bruce, and yeah, all kinds of signatures on there, so that's super cool. I just put them in here just to keep them all nice and neat and together. So I'll put that right back there. And then inside the Paul Stanley one, every single money bag soda cap from every single episode of our podcast. Why? I don't know, just because I'm that weird. But every cap we've ever used on the podcast is in there. And I have, you can see Eric's and Tommy's are both autographed. So how cool is that? And actually behind those is another set of the 7-Eleven Big Gulp cups. So these aren't food and drink related necessarily, but the KISS confetti, I guess it's their jars, so that kind of counts. But anyway, so no, there's no way I'm the only weird one that jars and keeps their KISS confetti. Maybe I'll do a video on this soon, because I have some more KISS confetti from the last couple of shows I never did get put in jars. So maybe I'll do a whole video as to how the whole KISS confetti thing started. It's a pretty cool story, but I won't tell it here. But there's just some jars of the KISS confetti from several concerts I went to see in the past. And the KISS Cola I thought was absolutely fantastic when they put out the KISS Cola. What a great idea. But my favorite is by far the Gene Simmons Moneybag Soda. This is what we drink on every episode of our show because we have expensive taste and it's soda royalty. So definitely would recommend Gene Simmons Moneybag Soda if you haven't. But this shelf, you can quite clearly tell, is themed. This is the KISS Coffee House section of my KISS collection. Did a whole video on the KISS Coffee House last year, so you can check that out. I really didn't show a bunch of stuff. I actually showed each and every item on the Facebook page during the KISS Merch of the Week collection series. But here's where I have all of my KISS Coffee House merchandise, even the KISS coffee itself, which there actually is some coffee still in there. Some of the best coffee I've ever had, and I'm not a big coffee drinker either, so that's super awesome. And it gets pretty crazy, pretty cluttered here, but again, anything 70s, I'm going to point it out so you guys can see right here in the back is the backing to the box for the KISS bubblegum cards back in 1978, and there's even a little pack of cards right here that still have the cards and the gum inside them. So if you're a 70s fan, there's a blast from the past for you right there. I've seen some people who have actual full boxes still full, with the cards and the gum. I just have the backer in one pack, but still really cool. And I don't know if it bugs you guys as much as it bugs me, but man, I hate the fact that the image is flipped and that Paul's star is on the wrong eye. It just totally bothers me. But anyway, it's still cool to have in the collection. We can continue on now to some more 80s stuff. Actually have a couple bumper stickers here. Not the best place for them, but I wanted them on display because you can tell that that right there is Mark St. John. So one of the cool pieces of my collection there, just because, again, Mark St. John 80s stuff is hard to find. And these bumper stickers were actually pretty cheap. So I thought, well, you know what? Boom, they're going on display. I love my 80s KISS, and so there's that. Can't help but mention the autographed Gene Simmons flyer here. So I already talked about the KISS Expo from 2013 when I got the monster picture disc, but this is a flyer from the event. I did not get this signed by Gene. I bought it from KISS Army Warehouse, already signed, but got a pretty good deal on it. And of course I was at that event, so super sweet. You can see we have a custom light switch cover here. If I'm not mistaken, I think I got this from Comic-Con one year. I think there was somebody who had made this, custom KISS light switch cover, and I couldn't pass it up because my light switch cover to my KISS room has to be a KISS light switch cover. So not official, but still really cool to have. And we have Tommy Thayer autograph, Eric Singer autograph, the one and only Ace autograph I was able to get from when I met Ace in, 2011 at the Days of the Dead convention. Another Eric Singer autograph. That was the first one I ever got, actually, in 2011. And he wrote to Alex from Eric Singer on it. It's pretty sweet. And then another Eric Singer autograph. That one my wife got, I believe, maybe 2015, 2017. I don't know, somewhere around there. But anyway, I know what you're thinking. Is this stuff KISS? There's no way. Well, yes, absolutely it is. So we have the KISS. What is this? The taxi cab driver cap? I don't know. It is KISS. It is Kiss. I have no information on this as far as what year it came out, what company made these, but I mean, hey, I can't pass this up. It's one of the more random items I've ever seen, and I like the random stuff. Okay, I'm all for. I didn't even mention the little Kiss auction paddle back over here. You can see the Kiss auction paddle. That's one of the silliest things you're ever going to see, but you know what? I had to have it. So there's the Kiss taxi cab driver cap, and then here is a Kiss robe. I believe this was one of the ones that came out in the late 90s. This is not the Psycho Circus robe, obviously, but I think it did come out around 98, 99. You would be surprised how expensive a robe can be, but still neat to have. It's very thick, very heavy duty. So I'm going to put that back up there, as well as the cap. And we can move on now to this wall. This is the wall that's rarely seen. I think we did one episode where we filmed with this wall as our backdrop. But yeah, so you guys can get a little more insight as to what's on this wall. So this is a Destroyer flag that I bought off of Amazon pretty cheap. I don't know if it's official, because if you look at the album cover, that is not the correct font for Destroyer. But it's still really cool. It's absolutely huge. It's nice to have right here, so when you open the door and the door comes flying open, it doesn't bang into a poster or something like that. So it's a nice fabric. And then I love the Kiss Decades at Sea, the Kiss Cruise Decades at Sea banner. And you can see there's just a few small things down here on the right by the baseboard, including a balloon from the reunion tour that was unused. Of course, the Originals poster is too cool not to mention. I got this when I was in high school. This is not an original poster. This is a reprint from, I don't know, I really don't know what year, maybe 2010, 2011, I really don't know. But either way, it's still really cool because, I mean, who doesn't love Originals Kiss? 70s, 73, 74 Kiss. I mean, Peter's whiskers are still upside down. I think this is the photo shoot where Paul used both the Bandit and the Star Child makeup just to kind of test the waters and see. I love Gene's little funky pose here. Now, these three are really special because they're all three blacklight posters. So turn the lights off, blacklight, boom. They come to life in a pretty cool way. This one's always been a favorite of mine just because it has so many of the members on it. You can see it has Eric Carr and Vinnie Vincent and both makeup and non-makeup Kiss. So I thought that was really cool. Even the Revenge stage here with Eric Singer playing drums. So that's a really cool poster. This one's actually pretty new as far as being on the wall. So this poster I had folded up, put back for a while, but took down some of the stuff that was here and replaced it with this really awesome Farewell to a poster. That pay-per-view, The Last Kiss, is still one of my favorite concerts of all time to watch. That was back when I was like 5 or 6 years old. First becoming a Kiss fan, that was the first time I ever saw the show. And so that era definitely has a special place in my heart. This right here is super cool. So this is a canvas print of a photo that I actually took when we saw Kiss in Louisville back when the tour first started, about March 2019. I took that photo and had a spot right here on the wall, perfect for this canvas print. So I thought, boom, that's going right there. And we're going to start getting into some really cool stuff now with the Kiss fragrance line. So this is a really weird story as far as my involvement with it. So when they first did the Kiss fragrance line, I mean, I was like in 6th grade, so what did I know? I thought it was stupid. I was like, I don't get that. Why are they doing soaps and perfumes and all that garbage? Why not do something more cool? Well, now that I'm an adult, I have such a weird appreciation for the Kiss fragrance line, the Kiss Him Her cosmetic line. I don't know. I think it's, first of all, the aesthetic, the design, the minimalist design, the black and white. Of course, that's Kiss colors, but just the sophistication and the elegance, but also the rock and roll, that sort of the marrying of those two things is really interesting to me. But you can see I kind of went pretty crazy with the collecting here. I think over the course of the past maybe 8 to 10 years, I've collected almost every single thing from the Kiss fragrance line. Even the store banners that were just thrown away in dumpsters. There was somebody who actually saved theirs and sold it to me on Facebook. I had never seen one before. Probably will never see one ever again, but that's really cool. So we have department store displays and, you know, print advertisements, those little promo masks, those little masquerade masks they had. Those were hard to find. You'd be surprised. But now I think you can get them on Kiss Army Warehouse for like $3 or $4. So there goes that. But anyway, yeah, so a bunch of the fragrance stuff. I absolutely love that. Have some toys and things here. Some 70s stuff. I got to point that out. So got a big old stack of Donruss 78 trading cards. So these, I think, were the very first 70s items I added to my collection. my friend at the time, his mom gave them to me for my birthday. I guess his parents had saved them and had them from when they were kids, had them put back in the closet, and when they found out that I was a Kiss fan, thought, well, you know what, why don't we give them to this kid? He seems to like Kiss. And when I got them, I was like stunned because, again, most of my stuff was just, some of the newer stuff that had come out. But when I saw these, I thought, no, that I know for a fact is from the OG era. And so I was like, are you sure you want to give these to me? Because you could probably sell these and get a lot of money. They said, nope, we want you to have them because we know you're a big fan. So I'm super happy to have these. And then also from the 70s is this little 1976 Kiss Army iron-on, which I thought is really cool. It's from the Kiss Army kits back in 1976. So there's that. I opened that recently on the podcast. You may have already seen that. But yeah, just again, you can kind of see here we have all kinds of stuff. I love the inflatable chair. You can see one right over there, which I was sitting in when the video opened. But I do have another one here that's nice and boxed up. Full box of the Kiss rock tags. I loved these things. I loved going to Walmart and buying these Kiss rock tags, opening them up, getting the stickers, getting the rock tags, trying to collect them all. And of course now I have the whole retail box, so I guess I win. But some cool stuff there. Halloween mask, the 98, I think, Halloween mask. We're getting into some really cool stuff here. This is end of the road stuff here. I'm not going to talk too much about that because I kind of want to do an end of the road video separately, just talk about each of the items I got from this last tour because it's been a great tour. It lasted so long, so I'll get more into the end of the road stuff later on. But the big thing here to look at is the drum heads, particularly these two, which are stage played. This one was from the show that Kiss played in Indianapolis, August 9th, 2010. That was the show that I was at along with my brother and my dad and my stepmom, and wow, what a night that was. Literally the hottest show on earth. It was like 100 degrees at least that night, and we got the flash drive with the show on the flash drive there, the CD, and a couple guitar picks from Gene and Paul from that night. Actually, these are from, the Sonic Boom Over Europe tour, which is where this drum head comes from. This was played at the Rock am Ring show back in 2010, just a couple months before this one, actually. And so this is like my Sonic Boom Over Europe, Hottest Show on Earth, Kiss 2010s area, if you will. I'm a drummer. I love Peter Criss, I love Eric Carr, I love Eric Singer, and so I have a vast array of drum heads, even some from Eric Carr. You can see they're not actually stage played from Eric Carr, but they are from ericcarr.com. They feature really cool prints, some Eric Carr artwork, the Creatures artwork, and then a really cool one from the Unmasked. And so I think I got these at the Indianapolis Kiss Expo maybe in 2013, I'm not really sure, but they did come from the Eric Carr table. And this is actually a piece of Eric Carr's Crazy Nights drum kit. They took the shell and cut it into pieces and then made these little commemorative, authentic rock star memorabilia out of them. And I think it's really, really cool. There's even an Eric Carr guitar pick. It's signed by Loretta, and it's number 87 of 150. So, again, I know it's just a small little sliver, but to even have one small sliver of Eric Carr's drum in my collection is, like having a really big piece of history. So this has always been on display right there. And then we have an Eric Carr gold coin. I've always loved this thing. I got this also from the Eric Carr table at the Kiss Expo. So it has Eric Carr's makeup on the front, the fox, and then there he is on the back. Some pretty nifty artwork there. And who would have thought that there would ever be Eric Carr cufflinks for when you're feeling fancy and you want to go have a night on the town, you can get your freak on with some Eric Carr cufflinks there. Pretty neat, pretty random though. Again, that's the random stuff I like. Eric Carr drumstick bag. This was not his that he used. It's just his brand of them that was sold by the folks at ericcarr.com. And also Eric Carr drumming gloves. You can see they're very much used. I love these things. They're absolutely awesome. And of course, this is the blanket that we use on the show every week. But you're probably thinking, well, Xander, talk about this. Well, this is the latest addition to my Kiss collection. This is, of course, the Kiss On Tour game from 1978. Got this for a really good price, and I cannot wait. You better believe we're going to open this up on the channel and play it, and I cannot wait to get to it. But for now, I have to have it proudly on display, front and center on the Kiss collection. This is the little light that I got from Etsy that we use for the show every week too, just to add some spice to the show. This is the light we used to use back in the beginning. It's not plugged in right now, but this is the light we used to use on the show, but it was just way too bright, way too flashy. It would mess with the focus, and so it just got to be too much. But either way, yeah, we have a KISS lamp here from, not sure what year, but I believe this image is from 2012 when they first debuted those monster outfits. But you can see it's got a Gene Simmons Axe base to the lamp there. Really super sweet, and some really wicked sick artwork. I think I showed that on the podcast here recently. Some really cool artwork that was done for one of the KISS comics that came out around 2019, 2020. And so moving right along, we have, a couple 8-tracks here. We have Destroyer. That's definitely used. Doubt that works. But we have a sealed Love Gun 8-track there. Ooh, at least needs a little dusting. But yeah, how cool is that? A sealed Love Gun 8-track. At some point, I would like to get an 8-track player and maybe start collecting 8-tracks. I have records and CDs. I didn't even show my cassettes over there, but yeah, I got those too. So now I do have a couple pair of drumsticks here, but the one I wanted to show were these right here. So these are Peter Criss ProMark. Peter Criss, I think these are the Jazz Cat drumsticks. He had two different versions of sticks. He had the Rock Cat and the Jazz Cat, and these are by far my favorite sticks. Now, most drummers like a thicker, heavier stick. I've always preferred a longer, thinner stick. I feel like if it's lighter in my hands, I can play faster and play quicker. But I've always loved the Peter Criss Jazz Cat drumsticks. I just can't find them anymore, so that's what's stopped me from playing these, because I had a couple pair back in the day and couldn't resist and had to play them. But these ones I can't play because they're the last ones that I know of. But as far as Eric Singer goes, I do have some Eric Singer drumsticks. They're not stage played, but they are signed. These are from the 4th anniversary tour in 2015. There's some down here from 2012. These are from London when they first performed Hello Hallelujah live. These were, again, not used, not stage played, but these are the ones that were in his drumstick bag that were just sold subsequently. So yeah, a lot of really cool stuff there. Again, I'll get to the end of the road stuff later on. But moving on, we're getting to the end here. Just some Hot Wheels and the KISS radio that came out when I was a kid. Most folks, I'm sure, have the 1978 radio. That one is just the one that came out in 98. But I have to, oh man, yeah, I gotta show this. And I'm gonna do it without knocking anything off the walls. You wanna bet? Ready? 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 Clean. Clean. All right, so let me see if I can get this undone. So this KISS umbrella is absolutely wicked sick. My wife got this for me, and you can see it has awesome artwork featuring the solo albums, and then it even has like I call it a lightsaber, but has all kinds of colors. It cycles through even, and then even the bottom here is a flashlight. So if you were to drop your keys or something, you could, I gotta find, whatever. But I think it's super cool. This is one of those things that is like almost too well done. You know what I mean? Because like I want to use this, but it's so special and so unique that I just can't. I can't stand the thought of the batteries running out or it getting dirty or breaking it. But it's so cool. I'm glad I got to show it for this video. Now I got to put it back on the wall and see how this goes. Another KISS Rock Band guitar strap, just like the one over there. Gotta have two. Can't always have one of everything. So getting into, we have Psycho Circus. This is another themed part of the collection here. Psycho Circus was my first album when I first got into the band, so this whole section is dedicated to Psycho Circus. Got a couple promo items there. Of course, the Psycho Circus Nightmare Child game, and then these, the buttons are from the most recent line of KOL merch that was released for the 25th anniversary. I got those and the playing cards. I'm kind of eager to open these up and see what they look like. I bet they're really cool. But yeah, a whole stack of the 3D glasses from the tour. A whole bunch of books and magazines here you can see, including the Kissery book. How cool is that? Jeb found this at a pawn shop, believe it or not. And I think by this point we got it signed by, of course, the originals. They were already signed by the original four, but we've got Eric Singer, Bruce, Tommy, and Bob Kulick to sign it as well. So pretty much everybody except for Eric, Mark, and Vinny, of course. But still really cool to have in the collection, as well as the KISS box set. I've talked about the Paul Stanley solo tour book before because I did the Paul Stanley 8mm film video, which if you haven't watched that, you gotta go check that out. And that was a super cool one. But I love this Paul Stanley book that Kiss Army Spain did. So yeah, I've got all kinds of Kiss books. Again, can't go through everything there, but there's just some highlights. But I want to end it here where we started, because Kiss Extreme Close Up was pretty much my go-to, back. This was my Netflix. This was my, my streaming. This was my everything back in the day, and Jeb as well. This is what we watched to get into the band and get familiar with the band, the history, the stories, the songs, the different eras up until then. And so this, I think actually this is probably yeah, you can tell, that's the copy that we had when we were kids and listened to. But Kiss Extreme Close Up, still to this day, is one of my absolute favorite things to watch from the band, just because of not only how thorough it was, but how cool it was to hear the stories from the band themselves. But yeah, so lots of DVDs and movies, starting from Kiss Meets the Phantom all the way up to the documentary from A&E a couple years ago, including Spinning Gold. How can I forget the magazine rack? I guess I probably should mention the magazine rack. I mean, how cool is this thing? Who else has a magazine rack in their house? Yeah, I know you do. So I'll just kind of flip through here. You can see we have some really cool 70s stuff right there staring at us. The Kiss Meets the Phantom magazine. If you guys have watched this channel, you know I'm obsessed with Kiss Meets the Phantom. Very carefully read all the way through it, and maybe I will go back and do it again. But woo, what's that? There it is, the Blood comic from '77. How freaking awesome is that? I told myself that one day I was gonna have it. As best as I can, I'm gonna try, and I won't quit until I find one. So about, I think 5 or 6 years ago, I was able to get my hands on one. That and the second one that came out. I think that was the 5th one in the series. But yeah, just some really cool Kiss magazines there, including the Kiss Monster magazine from 2012 with the 3D glasses. The Nickelodeon magazine, when Kiss was on Fairly Odd Parents on Nickelodeon. I showed that on the show a while back. But yeah, so that's my magazine rack. Tongue magazine, Dad got every issue of those, so I just kept them over the years. Not one, but 2 Kiss Playboy magazines. And one of my favorites is the Kiss Wax Pack. So Rick from It's All For You Demon started his own Kiss fanzine in 2023 and released 4 really awesome issues. And so I got those there. Also with the Kiss Museum Kiss catalog. I mean, this right here is it. This is what Jeb and I bought a lot of this stuff from. I mean, I could point to almost anything in this room, and a lot of it came from the Kiss catalog. Again, the 2 gold records, the Kiss knife all the way up here in the corner. All of it comes from this right here. You can't even see it. It's right here. It's the Kiss Guitar Hero guitar case. That came from the Kiss catalog. So the Kiss catalog is really what started me on my Kiss collecting journey. Every Kissmas, every Christmas, we would flip through these and just look through and circle all the things that we wanted, to write our list down, and we just couldn't wait for that big box to show up full of Kiss stuff. And so that's a really cool memory. So I think we're getting pretty much to the end now. I think we've made it all the way around. I'm sure I missed something. I can't tackle everything, but it has been a lot of fun just going around doing a full 360 for you guys, talking about my Kiss collection. Was there anything that you saw that I didn't talk about that I should mention in a future video? Was there something that I should maybe bring back up? You guys let me know. I mean, leave me your comments on what you guys think, and then of course what your favorite item in your Kiss collection is. And be sure to like and subscribe to Kiss Army Things. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I think I want to do more collecting videos like this in 2024. Now that the tour is over, we have all this time as Kiss fans to just reflect and have fun. I think I may want to, do this a little bit more. Talk about more of the Kiss stuff and the stories behind them, and just do more of that stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope this is a fun video. And stay tuned to next week on the Kiss Army Things podcast. We'll see you then. Until then, my name is Xander. Peace out.